Please welcome to the stage Dan Porterfield and Mayor Dan Gelber.
So first of all, let's just hear it for Corral Morphologic. That was an incredible presentation just now. Thank you very much. So I'm Dan Gelber, and it is my privilege to be the mayor of this city. And I can tell you that I'm very proud to be able to say welcome to the inaugural and annual Aspen Ideas Climate in Miami Beach. Thank you. So this sort of came about 30 years ago. I was living in Washington and playing basketball with this gentleman here, Dan Porterfield, who is the CEO and president of the Aspen Institute. He wasn't back then. He was simply a guy who was a very good passer, and I was a very enthusiastic shooter. And so we became friends, and when he ascended to his current job and I became the mayor of the city, last year we said, what could we do together? And he had a very easy idea. He said, let's have a Ideas Fest Climate in your city. And it made total sense to me because, frankly, Aspen has on its website what its goal is, which is the very understated, modest goal of solving the greatest problems facing the world today. That's what they aim to do. And my city has that problem right here. And we are, I think, if you think about it, we are a barrier island, man-made, built on porous limestone, sitting at sea level. So we advise our residents when there is king tides, and we have been dealing with sunny day flooding and climate change and rising waters on a regular basis. We are, in many ways, the canary in the mine shaft in this issue. And it's great to have a canary in the mine shaft, unless, of course, you're the canary, and which, of course, you have this. So we were incredibly excited to have Aspen come here because, to a great extent, we are a pretty good microcosm of what every city and community in the world is facing. How do we deal with this issue? How do we track a solution? And from my judgment, I think the technology, the engineering solutions are there. It's just political will. But to have a moment when we can all come together, the greatest minds, the most important thinkers, the people who can move things, and the people who need to listen and be part of the conversation in one place at one time every year is going to help that. So it is really my great honor to have Aspen here. And with that, I'd like to introduce my friend and the greatest passer I've ever worked with, the CEO and president of the Aspen Institute, Dan Porterfield.
Well, he's not just a shooter, he's a scorer. And he's not just a scorer, he's a great coach and a great leader. Thank you, Dan, so much. And thank you to your team, led by the spectacular Michelle Berger. And of course, thank you to all who are associated with this gorgeous facility and the other facilities that we're using for this summit, all those who put this together, who are preparing all the different sessions, all the ways that we get to enjoy the best possible accommodation. So thank you to the staff here. So I bring you greetings from the Aspen Institute's board chair, Jim Crown, with great gratitude to Mayor Daniela Levine Cava from Miami-Dade County, to Mayor Francis Suarez from the city of Miami, to the Aspen Institute teams that have worked passionately for months on end, even through a COVID delay. Greg Gershuni, Kitty Boone, Elliot Gerson, please join me in thanking my colleagues for all of their hard work. And thank you to our visionary sponsors who have really turned out in the greater Miami area, especially our title partners, the Knight Foundation, Related Group, the Jorge M. Perez Family Foundation, Stuart Miller, the Lennar Foundation, Amazon, and our Aspen Institute trustee, Antonio Gracias and Valor. Thank them all for making this possible. And finally, let me thank all of you for taking part. We all know that the climate crisis is real, is sizable, and is solvable. We also know that we still have time if we put our hearts, our minds, and our bodies in motion to save lives, to save places, to save cultures, to save species, to save habitats, to save the future. We still have time. The Aspen Institute is a global nonprofit that works for a free, just, and equitable society. One way we do so is by assembling diverse and sincere people, like all of you here today, for open, smart, informed, and civil convenings that lead to learning and lead to progress. Aspen Ideas Climate reflects this approach. It is a firmly fact-based and solutions-oriented convening, highlighting research, community wisdom, energy technologies, smart investment, innovations across the board, from food to construction to shipping to transportation to coastal protection to indigenous community actions to public messaging and more. Climate issues are complex and multifaceted, and no one has a monopoly on truth. That is why we encourage all of you to attend sessions on topics that you may know absolutely nothing about, so that we can all come away and go back to our communities, our workplaces, our homes, to get the job done with new ideas. And I, for one, know I have a great deal to learn from this convening. Now, Aspen Ideas Climate is part of the Aspen Institute's larger strategy for engagement in the greater Miami community. We're really raising our flags here. We're helping to create ecosystems of support for Latino small-led businesses. We're investing in local high school students and schools, some of whom are taking part in the summit. We're launching a major leadership program for first-generation college-goers here in Miami. We're working with anchor institutions like Miami-Dade College, which won the 2018 Aspen Prize as the best community college in the country. And we're working closely with the University of Miami and FIU, active in our American Talent Initiative. So we're also so proud to be hosting Aspen Ideas Climate annually, or at least for the next 2 years. What an honor. This region is a multicultural mecca and a beacon of excellence. It's an opportunity crossroads. We love it here. Thank you so much for welcoming us to be a part of the community. Now, as we open this convening, and as we expand our partnerships, especially with the young in Miami, I'd like to express for a moment a particular commitment of the Aspen Institute, given recent events here and elsewhere that have sparked concerns among LGBT communities, families, and allies. That commitment that we make is to human dignity, which all humans have equally, and the support of which led to the founding of the Aspen Institute 7 decades ago. As a result, in our work here in this region and everywhere, all children, all youth, all families, all colleagues will be treated equitably and affirmatively. We stand with the LGBTQ community, and we are so pleased that members of the community are taking part in this summit right here. Thank you all so much for that. And in that spirit of inclusion and love, I encourage all here today to speak freely. Bring your full selves to the breakout discussions and the informal conversations. That's what Aspen Institute convenings are all about. Everyone is wanted, everyone is valued, and everyone has something beautiful to contribute. Thank you. Let me now turn it back to the big guy.